afternoon, Campus Weather Service. I'm Justin McCoy this fine Thursday, March 15th, 2012. Let's take a look at your meteorology memo. Spring has sprung and the trend will continue. We see that the chance of showers and storms are expected today and Friday with this warm weather. So we really are seeing this spring trend. Let's look at the precipitation coming in on this radar. We see that in the western part of the state, we have those thunderstorms and precipitation developing. And this is what's going to move on into the center part of the region later on this afternoon. We'll show that with the radar in a minute. Let's look at the temperatures across the state. In the western part of the state, we see this relatively warm air wrapping away around the state. We see that Pittsburgh, Johnstown, Altoona, Bradford, relatively in the mid-60s, with the exception of Erie and Franklin in the upper 50s. While in the eastern part of the state, we see that Scranton is the warm spot, but Allentown and Philadelphia are going to be in the upper 40s, which is relatively cool as compared with the rest of the state. Let's look at the temperatures across the eastern seaboard. We see that relatively warm in the south, with temperatures in the mid-70s. As we move up, it fluctuates back and forth, 60s and 50s. But in the northern part of the mid-plains, it's a lot cooler. In the upper 40s in Denver, Rapid City, and Minneapolis, expected in 50. Let's take a look at the radar I was talking about earlier. Even though the radar is forecasting completely clear skies, as it appears, don't let that mislead you, because in the western part of the state, we are expecting that not severe, just thunderstorms and precipitation moving in. We don't see that now, but as we move on into our evening commute, we see that that's beginning to build and moving in. And as we continue on with the radar scan, we see that the clouds are going to begin to develop as precipitation will form in the north and in the west. And again, we'll move it through, and we'll see that there's patches of clouds starting to form throughout, but we have patches that actually open up. This will open way for partly sunny skies that we would see. Again, we move through. It really opens up nicely now. We'll see some more sun. We still got a little bit of clouds moving through, but it's not going to be as much as we expect. And again, as we move on later into Friday and early Saturday, we'll see that the clouds begin to develop some more partly sunny skies, and again, some chance of precipitation. If we look around the state, you see that we have that precipitation and thunder moving through, thunderstorms. We see that temperatures will be in the mid-70s, except for Philly. Look how cool that is. That's actually from clouds coming from the ocean. That's going to keep that relatively cool, which when you look at the rest of the state, you see that we have highs in the mid-70s and upper 60s. This is definitely an anomaly. Moving on into tonight, we see that State College is going to be in the mid-50s, same with Erie and Pittsburgh, but again, Scranton and Philly are going to be in the upper or mid-30s and mid-40s. If we look at tomorrow around the state, we see again we have that chance of thunderstorms and precipitation. Erie is going to be in the upper 60s, and again around the area, Pittsburgh and State College will be in the lower 70s, and Philly nicely warming up into 70 degrees, and Scranton being our cold spot, even though it's still warm, mid-60s. If we look at our 5-day forecast, we see that Saturday will be partly sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 48. Sunday, we can expect isolated showers with a high of 70 and a low of 49. And again, on Monday, you can expect isolated showers with a high of 70. With your Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Justin McCoy. Have a great day.